Hi all, welcome to a live stream of my gameplay on Warframe. Hope you enjoy. Just going to play through Orb Vallis and see what I can get. You'll see the likes of the K drive, which is the hoverboard, which is cracking fun. I'll even show off the Necromech, Void Rig. Also I'll be showing off Odonata, which is in fact the Archwing. And a few other weapons here and there, such as the Tenora, which is one of Octavia's personal weapons. Sadly though, this is on the PlayStation 4 rather than the PlayStation 5, so it'll take a day and a week for it to load each screen, so apologies for that in advance. I did say it would take a while, but here we go. Still getting used to the K drive, so if anyone's got any amazing tips, that would be quite helpful. Here is a Necromech. They're cracking fun. No use in the Operation Orphix Venom quest campaign, but they don't really see much use now unless you want to play with them on Demos, where you can actually do the isolation bolts with them, and that's how you get some of their okay mods. I wouldn't say fantastic, but you're up against the random number gods really for that one. It's not always guaranteed that you'll get a decent mod from it, but it's worth doing just for the fun of it. And I believe the Necromech you go up against that is quite weak to radiation damage. As you can probably tell, this one is also quite slow. L1 on the PlayStation, not sure what the loadout is on a Xbox or PC, but as you can see you boost forward a bit faster for a little while. tell from the damage I was getting from the Tenora earlier, the Void Ridge weapons are a lot more powerful. Like I said, a lot more powerful. Hi Charlie Martin. I wish I could type a bit quicker, but I'm trying to play it for you at the minute. Now, as you can probably tell, I've gone up quite a way with my Archwing. There is a bit of a cheese, but if you want to have a fun flipping down, if you change to your K-Drive launcher, when it lets you, like so, you can do a lot of stunts in the air and get a very high score by tapping the buttons like a lunatic. Not exactly the most efficient way of doing it, unless you can hit one of the multipliers that you get from the grind rails. And I believe the scan you've just seen my Helios do is for tracking an animal.
Good.
So we could try and track it, and as you can see, these footprints are easier to see on Orb Vallis than the likes of Deimos or Plains of Eidolon, because the footprints look that much more different to the rest of the landscape. But they do disappear from time to time. Do you know what? I didn't even pay attention to what animal I'm trying to attract. Ah, there we go, Pobber.
That is the call of a pobber. Not the mightiest of beasts, but worthy of salvation nonetheless, despite the odor. Now you must be stealthy. Preyed upon by sorgors and vermink, paupers will flee at the slightest hint of danger. A sunny pauper. Slightly less common than your garden variety. Lovely coloration, though. They've eluded us. I only hope they find somewhere warm.
Tracking the animals is one of the worst mission types to do in this game, which I'm sure you'll probably experience anyway. But why not? Note to yourself, in case you ever wondered, don't try and use a single shot weapon for doing a very fast enemy. Let's try and mine a gem or two while we're at it. See, the damage output is very slow on that. You can probably see on the map in the top left there is a K-drive race. As you've seen my K-drive racing, I'm not going to try that one. Yeah, that's annoying. A stover. You can probably tell by that. Which I haven't got the lure for, so let's not try that one. One of the main things that keeps you coming back into the game is the fact that they add more and more content, that you need more and more things to use. How do you propose we get to that one? The short answer is you don't. That was a bad one. Yeah, don't fall down that bit. That's where aim glide is your best friend. And that, in case you hadn't noticed, is one main reason why you get rid of the Rhino charge as soon as you can and change it to Rest and Raid from Equinox. This is done by getting quite a way into the Demos Entrati family, getting into good standing with them and buying the helmet segment from the Sun, and then you can actually use that on your landing craft or your set if it's the default one to actually subsume one of your Warframe's abilities. And as I said, Equinox is the main one I've used, because then you get the Rest and Rage ability, which then actually means you then don't have to worry about taking out enemies too easily. You then rest them all if you choose all your colours as dark, and then you can take them out and it counts as a stealth kill with just hitting square on the PlayStation. Believe it or not, Rest and Rage is one of my most used abilities when trying the Still Path, which is the standard mode, but with an extra 100 levels added for each enemy. So you know, on Earth missions, most of those start at 1, maybe 1 to 3 levels. On Still Path mode, it goes up to 101 to 103, and they are not for the faint of heart. Which, if I can get back out of this cave, I shall be showing you. I know the arc room would be much better and faster for getting back to your head of operations or base of operations, but I prefer using this cave ride because it means you can level it up as you go. Because it does take so long to level one of these up, it is ridiculous. like I said, steel path, very difficult. So I'm going to try the very first mission to show you. As you can see, 101 to 103 at the moment. There's a Nightmare Exterminate on there, which only bumps it up by 10 levels. So let's go for the steel path one.
Accept your death, and you may yet avoid it. Trust in your training.
Normal weapon damage does next to nothing, unless you tailor it for the enemy. So the one I would recommend doing is Rest and Rage. Otherwise you will resort to doing a lot of pointless melee slashing. Is not the most efficient use of your time. And in this mission mode, you'll also get a lot of the Stalker's buddies. They randomly show, and you get through all of them. So it's the likes of, I believe it's Misery, Violence, Malice and Angst. Anyone free to correct me if there's any more than that, but that's the only ones I can remember off the top of my head. As you can see, sometimes you can get lucky and get a stealth kill, but 9 times out of 10, no chance. I say that, and by my count, that's 6 in a row. Now I dare say this mode would probably be a lot easier if there was 4 of you playing, but I prefer going solo, it's so much easier. So it just means you can explore the map without anyone rushing you along, and you can feel free to do what you want to. And also you can run like a Looney Tune away from the Stalker's friends when they show up. Plenty of forums out there that probably tell you exactly how to do these missions a bit easier, but I haven't even delved into that yet, because I only found out about the skill part about 3 days ago, having played the game for several years now.
Keep moving. Scanners have detected you.
One lucky thing is these ramparts don't level up with the players, I don't think, so they're not too tricky. And that's why you should not play skill part. For hardened players, like everyone else, it's great. For those that just enjoy playing the game, it's a bit tough. Now, can you see the other dude? Because I can't see him for toffee. The game's not even letting me jump that high. Just seen that flicker, you know what it's going to mean. As a personal recommendation, I would say jump the hell out of the way of all the other enemies and take on one of these on their own. They're just too tricky to do with the other enemies on their own. Especially now as you've just clocked there's a Nox on the screen. They are not fun. Yeah, if you want to make a complete pig zero of this, just watch my gameplay.
Many things have been taken from us, it's true. But fortune favors the bold, and there ain't none so bold as people with nothing.
And that Northern Nightwave is the main reason why I started doing these still path missions, because that is part of her missions for the week. Take out 1,000 enemies on the still path, otherwise I would not have even attempted this.
And they are on the run. Another successful mission. Find extraction.
As you conquer the foe, so you conquer yourself.
What's on your mind, dreamers?
Halfway. It's a good start.
You know it.
Let's go see if we can find a fallen necromech. And here you have Deimos. That's the Necrolisk, which is basically the hub. Same as Orb Vallis that I was just on. The main hub for there is Fortuna, and Plains of Eidolon on Earth, the main hub for that is a name that completely escapes me. Cetus. This is where I say, for those that haven't played through the main quest lines of the game, please play through them, because there is so much more to learn about the game. Hello Mr. Hashil, how are you? And yes, I am using the mic. Someone recommended that I did. I can't think who that crazy man was. Now, as you may have guessed, on this planet it's mostly infested. And the joy of most infested, and yes, he is a nutjob, complete nutjob. But as with most infested, the main perk you want on any of your weapons is mainly slash. Or as I like to word it, just bring any melee weapon. And you can see that icon that I'm heading towards. That means one of the infested have weakened one of the planet's people, or planet's creatures. And there you go. You press square to call it for collection. It's a bad capture because they'd already been hit. But that all adds up. I've used one of the Predicites. And they're quite good fun. It was the Vizier Predicite. And that gave me a few things, but mostly I just use them to level up my Warframe. I mean, at the moment I'm Mastery rank 23, the maximum you can get is 30, and that is a long grind to get there. A very long grind. And yes, you really should play it on the PlayStation 4. If you want to watch me fly around, there's the arch thing again, as I was shown earlier on the Orb Vallis. Again, if you really want to have some fun, you fly all the way to the top of the screen. And not that I know, I don't believe it is crossplay, your accounts are linked differently. So again, you can't play Xbox to PlayStation and vice versa, which is a shame, because it would be a real outstanding game if you could actually do that. And it would stop the whole stupid war between people saying, oh, I'm an Xbox person, oh, I'm a PlayStation person. Well, what does it matter? Do you enjoy what you play? Then play it. Doesn't matter what machine it's on. All the, yes, I know, there's games like Halo and Gears of War that are absolutely outstanding on the likes of Xbox. And there's a few other exclusives. Still having trouble trying to find me a necromech though.
Bravo!
Whoops! I've just killed an animal.
Obliterate any morsel of data we might have gleaned from it.
You really want to change to that. Change to your dart, you can trank them.
I hope you immersed yourself in the pleasure of the hunt. It's the chief reward. Naturally, you will be paid too.
I didn't mean to murder them. They just look like the rest of the inhabitants, you know, the ones that are trying to kill you. Now where's this necromech? I want to use one. Oh. Let's mine some gems, why not? And no, I haven't checked out Outriders yet, but I think I'll probably have to download that and make that my next game for streaming. But this is where the game gets really boring when you're trying to mine gems. Let's change back to the skateboard, so much more fun. seriously not my favourite weapon in the game using the Tenora. Favourite weapon so far is the Com, which is a shotgun. And that to me is a lot more damaging. As you can see from the level of the Tenora, I'm just using it to level up. And if you're here at the start of the stream, you'd have seen there's a lot more challenging missions, such as the Steel Path, where they add an extra 100 levels onto all enemies. And that is tough. And is that a necromech I see? I hope it is. What do we have here? So you thought the Tenora was damaging enough? That, as you said, what the hell is that? Is a necromech. And it's just another vehicle that you can pilot in the game. And yes, there's 2 or 3 mechs in this at the moment. This is the Void Rig. The other one that I've heard of is the Bone Widow, but there might be a third. And just like each Warframe has 4 different abilities, so do the Void Rig and the other necromech. And it's used the same way, so if you tap that, you get Grave Mines. You can get a weird throwing weapon that I've not sussed out how to do that, so if anyone's got any input on how to do that, that would be greatly appreciated. And as amazing as these mechs are, they are very powerful, but they're just very, very slow. And they only have a certain amount of charge as well, which you can improve by using some of the mods that are, as I said earlier, achievable by going through the Isolation Vault on Demos. Really comes into its own when you know how each enemy is polarised to your attacks. Like you see that big beastie, it took a long time to take down. I was using a different weapon that's normally not as powerful. I had the right things, so you've got things like fire, ice, toxin and electric, or electricity. And they can combine to make things like radiation, corrosive, blast, viral, magnetic, gas. You can combine them in all sorts of weird and wonderful ways to take out different enemies. And if you're looking for the next health, it's on the top right, the one that's at 332 at the present time. And it's also got a shield. And my little companion, the Helios Prime in the top right, they're max health at the moment because they basically go into hiding whilst you're using the Void Rig. And when you jump out of the Void Rig, their health goes to infinite. They cannot be attacked by any enemies whilst you're out of them. And it would be a lot more fun if it was just that little bit faster. And look, we've even got some fishies. Note to self, don't try and move the analog stick when you try and catch a fish. And you're probably wondering why the fish are floating rather than being in the water. Well, on Deimos, this water is in fact called the exocrine. Fun word they made up. I'm sure if you looked it up in Latin or something, it's probably something very obvious. And yes, you are right, it does look bulky, doesn't look like much of a runner. But it looks like good fun, doesn't it? You see these things that are labelled as a Rollizaur infested cyst? You want to keep shooting them because they drop a lot of good resources from the planet. And I thoroughly recommend you start playing it again. On the PlayStation 4.
You understand Deimos like few others, Hunter. I sense we are alike in that.
Just mining me some gems. Although if you want to mine these gems in peace and quiet, you go back to the Orb Vallis and you get to a much higher level with those, with the Syndicate there, you'll actually unlock a particular part for the Sunpoint plasma drill that will in fact mean it even drills quietly, so no enemies can detect you whilst you're using it. Rather than at the moment, as I'm sure you can appreciate, it's quite noisy when you try and drill through rocks. And yes, there is a PvP, and I have played a grand total of none of it. There is even a weird ball game called Glenaro, and there is a demo, well I say a demo, there is a tutorial mission on that, and that's quite good fun. Glenaro is basically like lacrosse for Warframe. and in fact the PvP mode is called Conclave. And you speak to the same guy, Teshin, over on any of the relays on the planets that you can access. You speak to him about the Conclave, and you can even do the Steel Path from there as well. And that's how you unlock it. And again, I wouldn't recommend trying it too often. Oh, you wouldn't do the Steel Path alone? Oh, Steel Path is good fun alone. That's how I've been doing it. Using the Rest and Rage augment on my Warframe, it makes it a little bit easier. Not totally easy, but just makes it a lot easier. So if you've got a Warframe build that allows you to have a lot of energy, it's probably one of the easiest ways to do that mode. Because for all the lower level enemies, you can just get them in one hit. You just keep on popping Rest and Rage. And yes, there is multiplayer on this quite a lot, because you can actually get four people into a mission. And there are even some modes where you can get up to 8 players. I believe the Jordus Precept or Jordus Golem. Anyway, it's the Jordus mission where you go against the big Jordus Golem, and he is huge. And they had it a while ago, I'm not sure if it's still available. Yeah, you could then get up to 8 players. And yes, I am riding what looks like a dragonfly, and you can do the same stunts as what you would do with a hoverboard. And that same dragonfly you can actually tranquilise. Same as I was doing with the animals earlier. So basically, thanks for letting me use you as a vessel. I shall now capture you. Great concept.
Teach us, my malformed friend. And for you, the agreed son.
And that guy you've just seen in the corner was Sun. This is the Enchanted Sun, or Enchanted, sorry. And it's basically a family of people on this planet, but as you've seen from him, he does look a bit deformed, where he's lived on this planet for so long, this Demos, where he's been infested by the infested, really, and he's changed his physical appearance as well. And the main idea behind playing with that syndicate is you then slowly help them back to being their normal selves. Right, I think I've farmed this planet enough. I'm now going to go back to the Necrolisk, which is the hub I was talking about earlier. So when you go to the Necrolisk, that will save your progress on this mission. And yeah, I can't justify getting an Xbox and a PlayStation. As I said earlier though, they are both very, very good consoles in their own rights. Little tip when you get taken over by one of these dudes, switch to your operator if it will let you. But when you're at a loading mission, it's really hard to do so. And there you go, mission complete. And I think that'll conclude this playthrough. So until next time, people, take care.